So what if I told you you don't need a mountain of cash to buy your first rental property? In fact, smart investors often use other people's money, and today I'm going to show you exactly how you can too. Hey, I'm Randy Wolfe, and before we dive in, be sure to subscribe to this channel if you are wanting to learn how to invest in real estate. And if you like, you can check out my private real estate community where I coach new and aspiring real estate investors. That link is in the description below. So when it comes to funding your first deal, you've got options, and here are 5 of the smartest ways. Number 1, you can use conventional loans. So oftentimes when people are getting started out, that's exactly what they use. They'll just use a traditional conventional style loan. You would put 20 to 25% down, and these are great loans that you can use if you have a really stable job, good credit, that sort of thing. The second option is an FHA or a VA loan. Now, you have to live in the house, so in order to do this, you would need to be able to house hack, and you have to ultimately qualify for FHA and VA. These loans are low to zero down. You live in one unit while you rent out the others, or if it's a house, you can live in the house and rent out the rooms. It's a really fabulous way to get started in real estate, particularly if you are wanting to house hack. Number 3 is hard money. So hard money is fast, it's flexible, and it's asset-based lending. I would say best for flips. You're not typically going to use hard money for rental properties and that sort of thing, but hard money, if you're going to be doing a lot of flips, is a great way that you can utilize funds from hard money lenders. Number 4, this is one of my absolute favorites, is private money. Private money lenders are basically friends, family, local investors, people that you know that are willing to lend to you directly. Now, one of the great things about private money is you can come up with the terms. It's all about what you and your lender agree to. Oftentimes when we have private money that we use, we're not paying, junk fees or points, that sort of thing. It's just typically a straight interest rate that we typically set. We have a standard that we use, and we will just pay our investors that interest rate, and you can structure it to where you actually pay monthly, or you can structure it to where you pay at the very end once the project is completed. And last, at number 5 is partnerships. So partnerships are great. You can have someone that brings the cash and you can bring the hustle. They work really well if you're actually going to be really actively involved, but maybe you don't have a lot of cash, and you have someone that maybe they're really busy and they can't be very involved, but they do have a lot of cash. You can bring that together in a form of a partnership, and it works well oftentimes. You just want to make sure. I just had a meeting this morning, was talking to a friend that's also an investor, and I was saying it's very, very important that in a partnership, everyone knows exactly what their responsibility is, because if you don't know who's responsible for what, then basically nobody's responsible for anything. So what are some action steps that you can actually take? Well, I'm going to give you 2, and here's the first one. Check your credit today so you know what your buying power is. If you don't know what your credit is, it's important that you do that, and you can do that in a variety of ways. There's free programs out there online that you can pull your credit. A lot of banks now, if you have a bank account with them, you can even go in and check your credit. These are soft pulls most of the time if you're using these, and this doesn't lower your credit when you do a pull. So that's the very first thing. Check your credit. Your credit is important. You don't have to have good credit to invest in real estate. In fact, I know a lot of people when they get started, they don't have very good credit. But if you build your credit and you get really good solid credit, it can be a huge benefit to you when you're working with certain lenders. The second action step I'm going to give you is make a short list of potential private lenders or partners that you can approach to have a discussion with. There are a lot of people that you know in your network right now, friends. Think about all the people you're friends with on Facebook, that sort of thing. You follow on Instagram that you know, all the people that you have a relationship with. Many of them have retirement accounts. I have other videos on my channel that talks about how people can use their IRA and self-direct it to lend money and get a lot better returns than they're getting in the stock market. And so make a short list of potential private lenders or people who you'd like to partner with, and sit down, have breakfast with them, have lunch with them, talk about it, and see if it's possibly a good fit. But those are 2 things you can start taking action on today. All right, so now you know 5 smart ways to fund your first deal. Remember, it's not about having piles of cash, it's about being resourceful. Subscribe for more tips and check out the link below for my private community. As always, I appreciate you watching today, and I'll see you on the next one.